You guys can take it away.
Pick on me. I guess I'm easy to pick on. That's why you do it. Well, good morning. I got my book out right here and I'm reading my daily reader. And it kind of resonated a little bit because I think the last couple of years we've been order takers and we've kind of rode this wave of perfection that we were great, and now it comes to work, right? And the reader for today, actually today's November 18th, and it's in the John Maxwell Daily Reader, and the topic is don't cut corners. And inside what he's saying is, remember that shortcuts never pay off in the long run. Shortcuts never pay off in the long run. And then self-discipline is a quality that is won through practice. So we have to re-practice something different. Truly successful people have learned to do what does not come naturally. Real success lies in experiencing fear or aversion and acting in spite of it. So what resonated with me this morning was, you know what? Why are we trying to reinvent something? Why are we trying to cut corners? Why are we trying to pay for something when we could do it ourselves? Why are we trying to look for the easy button when we haven't even mastered the activity itself? So this really hit me this morning. Remember that shortcuts never pay off in the long run. It just takes a lot more failures to get where you want to go. So I was always big on shortcuts. As a matter of fact, I used to get lost a lot going somewhere, and I tell my wife, oh, this is a shortcut. You have no idea where you're going. I'm like, you're right. Let me pull out the map and ask questions. Let me find out where I need to go. So basically, that kind of resonated with me this morning. And Curtis and Debbie and DJ, we were texting and emailing back and forth this morning on some of the what would resonate today. What's the perfect timing for today? What's the perfect subject? You know, and boom, Curtis throws some things out there and it's perfect for today. So I just want to thank them for getting on this call and taking time to be here for all of you. Any of you who have been at any of my business planning workshops the last month or so, congratulations to you. And the feedback's been amazing. And we will be doing another one. Tiffany I believe has it on the calendar for virtual. So we will be doing one more virtual business planning workshop. And, you know, I'm looking forward to seeing as many attendees as possible. So, all right, guys, this is all yours, Debbie, Curtis, and DJ. This is what you guys prepare for all month long, right? Curtis. I love the hat, Curtis.
So we're not supposed to tell them that you texted us at like midnight last night, panicked about today's call. We're not supposed to say that out
loud.
loud.
Do I have access to mute people?
Tom, if you mute Debbie, that is not a good thing. Sorry, just saying.
It was not midnight. It was 9:30.
It was.
Listen,
Close.
the beauty of having this GPS opportunity is none of us are doing any of this alone. None of us are. And if you think you're doing it alone, it's because you haven't reached out to other people to build relationships and stuff like that. So that's the beauty, the challenge of being an entrepreneur, the challenge of being a real estate agent, the challenge of working for yourself is you're alone 90% of the time. And it's rare that an entrepreneur has a group where they can learn and grow and feel supported and reach out to peers with confidence that you will feel supported and you will get what you need. So I hope you all appreciate the value of this and you don't take it lightly, because this is rare to have an environment in real estate where you can learn and grow and feel supported. It's not a common experience. I'm sure if you're out there talking with agents in your marketplace, nobody has an environment like this. Like it's 1 out of 100 that other agents where their brokerage or their managers or their colleagues are all reaching out to support and help them psychologically, physically. Oh, I need help with a contract, right? To have a peer that you can call or multiple peers is just not common. This is so rare. And thank you, Tom and Tiffany, for creating an environment like this for agents, because this is all voluntary, right? Tom doesn't have to do this. Tom doesn't have to organize and want to make sure that you all feel supported and that you find value. And to create value every week, like what do the agents need? Listen, I feel value and feel grateful that I have Tom and Curtis and DJ and Tiffany and all of you, because I feel supported. I'm not doing any of this alone. I know that if I have a challenge and I can be vulnerable and reach out to anyone and like all of you, I can reach out to any of you. And I know that you all will do whatever is in your power to help me accomplish whatever it is I need to accomplish. And if you can't support me, you will reach out to people that you know. And to feel that outside of your family in a work environment is just really valuable. And I know you all appreciate it because y'all show up here every Friday. So kudos to you. I just know that I'm grateful for you, Tom. I tease you because you're like a brother. And when you love someone, you can tease them, right? And that's why. And if I didn't care about you, I wouldn't tease you.
I love it. And you know, I was doing a business planning workshop yesterday. And even though the few that I've done this week, I've done 3 of them this week, you know, the commonality, the common thing out there was whether you're brand new to the business or whether you've been in the industry for a very long time, who are your people and are they a team to you? And if they're not a team to you and they're just a competitor to you, are they here to help you grow, or are they there to pull you down or not share with you? The sharing, caring environment that we have is extremely uncommon in any industry. And by the way, a lot of us have run big brokerages. It just doesn't happen. I promise you, nobody's going to volunteer their time to be family with you unless there's something in it for them financially, period. That is it. Right? Do for me as long as I'm making money from you, or vice versa, nothing. So when we get on these calls to see and hear the success that you're having just because of one golden nugget, I'm grateful for that. That fuels me, and I can go home and brag to my family. Oh my gosh, you got to. Really, Tom, we got to hear it again. Yes, you got to hear it because, you know, Alethea is growing her business and Claire's got 4 on contract and blah. And it's all because we're a team environment, and grateful and blessed to have. I'm full of gratitude today. I'm like fully energized, but I got to mute myself so you guys, the coaches, can take over because they have a curriculum for, they have a thing that they want to they coach.
Can I just add something before you get going? Is that yesterday I did a business planning clinic, and there was not one EXP agent in the room. And I'm going to tell you that nobody wanted to share. It was the strangest thing to me. I had to pull teeth to get people to actually get involved. They were sitting there with their arms crossed, and they were not sure why I was doing why I was doing it for free, why I was offering it. They were afraid to look at the person next to them because that person might be grabbing their client. I was like, this was just bizarre. At the end of the clinic, they came up individually to tell me how fabulous it was and how much they learned. And then they shared with me, but it was like they wouldn't share with anybody else. It was crazy. So it is amazing. It's a different environment. It truly is.
Thank you, DJ. And that says a lot when you hear someone like DJ Curtis and Debbie and Tony DeFalco, or Fred DeFalco, George Philback, who's been seasoned in this industry, and we've been in huge environments of success, of successful teams. And this just doesn't happen. So.
What? You're just gonna sit there. That's awesome. Great, Tom. Well, I guess I'll speak, whatever. So thanks, Tom, for reaching out, and and thank you guys all for being here. And I hear a common sort of theme and things kind of coming up, and talking about gratitude. And Tom had reached out, and we all text together and stuff like that. And I thought, let's, what can we bring to agents today and stuff like that. And we're gonna get, so we want to talk about something here for just a moment, and then get into whatever it is you guys want to talk about. But yesterday, Deb and I were on Grit, and many of you guys were as well. And there was an incredible story that was shared from somebody that became very vulnerable, and it really touched me. And I started thinking about that last night as Tom reached out and said, hey, what are we going to talk about tomorrow? And he says, you know what? Let's take a moment and let's talk about gratitude, because we're going into Thanksgiving and the holiday week next week. And, oftentimes we talk about how important our mindset is and stuff like that. And when we live in gratitude, as Tony Robbins says, he says, fear disappears and abundance shows up. And gosh, like I said, about that story yesterday that somebody had shared with me, their past and where they were. And while I couldn't relate to that, the emotion that was involved and how grateful that she was now to be in the real estate industry and be in the position that she is and have the capacity and ability to help one another, and how grateful she was for that. And I thought, man, I need to practice gratitude a little bit more. And what better time to talk about it? What a better time to share? What better time to get in that frame of mind than right this very second? Because if fear truly does disappear, and I think, DJ just brought it up, there's people that she was in the room with yesterday and they weren't sharing. And yet that's because they're living in fear and not in abundance. That's why. And so I trust that you guys all see how important that is, and that we take a moment to talk about that. And I personally don't oftentimes, again, express my gratitude enough, or even think about it enough to then live in abundance and not necessarily live in fear. I go in and out, only human, but it is truly important. And it's not just reflecting upon my past and things, but it's also the sharing of gratitude, because it's the impact then that you have on others as well as yourselves. And so I have a short video, if y'all don't mind, love to share real quick, and then have a conversation around it. So Claire, thank you, Claire, for the thumbs up. And hopefully, and I'd love to hear your feedback, all of your feedback on it, but would love to share this video that we'd come across a handful of years ago. It's about 6-7 minutes long, but it's really good. And I think you'll get the point. So hang on, working on it. All right.
Shut up.
What? Wait.
Oh, he's gonna be so embarrassed.
What makes you happy? Having fun? Hanging out with friends? Delicious food? Making money? Well, consider this. Psychologists have scientifically proven that one of the greatest contributing factors to overall happiness in your life is how much gratitude you show. Yeah? Think about that. Go ahead and marinate on it for a second. You can thank me later if you want. It'll make you feel better according to this study. You go ahead and click on it and read it if you want. Or you can keep watching, because we read it and we thought it might be fun to test out for ourselves. We gathered a selection of volunteers to act as our subjects. First, we gave them a test. They didn't know what we were looking for, but it gave us a pretty good idea of their current level of happiness. We asked them to close their eyes and think of somebody who was really influential in their life, somebody who did something really amazing or important for them. We had them write down as much as they could about why this person was so important. Now, a lot of them thought at this point the experiment was over, until we really put them on the spot and tried to get them to call that person and read what they wrote about them. Thank you, Jessica. We're gonna have you call your mother. So who is that right person for you?
Person is my sister, Erica.
We're gonna give Erica a call.
Okay.
Who'd you end up picking?
Friend of mine, Craig Ains.
Her name is Dora.
My college accounting instructor.
Really? Is this somebody you're still in touch with today?
No, I'm assuming that he's passed on.
That's a
To the
shame.
great beyond.
You up for it?
Yes.
What would you say if we called up Dora?
Oh, we can try, but she lives in Britain.
In Britain?
Oh, no, number by heart, dude. This is awful.
That's fine. I don't know my mom's number by heart.
If it's true that those who are going on are looking down on us, maybe he read my chicken scratch.
Hey, sweetheart.
Hey, how you doing?
Yeah.
You got a second? Where you at, in the hotel?
I am. I'm in the hotel. You scared me when you asked if I had a second or something's wrong.
No, I'm on like this little TV show, and they told me to talk about the person that influenced me the most, and I picked you, and they're making me call you. They're making me call you.
Oh, wonderful.
Hi, you've reached Craig. I'm not here right now.
At the tone, please record your message.
Oh, come on.
Hello?
Hi,
Hi.
Erica. It's me.
All right, so I got to read you this paragraph. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Go ahead,
All right.
sweetheart.
All right, the person that influenced me the most would be my mother, Marlo Dawson. She is a single mother of 2. She is a very hard worker and dedicated to her family.
Hey, Craig, this is Loie. This is going to be a funny little voicemail, so I hope you enjoy it.
I'm so sorry for calling you at 4 o'clock in the morning. I have to read this to you, okay? And you can't say anything, or I don't know. You can respond, but I probably will just keep going. Okay?
Is everything okay?
Yes, but I have to read this out loud to you.
The person who has had the biggest impact on my life outside of Jesus Christ, who is responsible for my existence, was my college accounting instructor. He had a joy and enthusiasm for his job like no other teacher I have ever known.
I love her to death, and she keeps me going with positive talk. She is a woman that knows what she wants and won't give up until it is achieved.
Oh, something. I don't know what. I'm about to cry because it's so beautiful. I have to say that's just wonderful.
I first met Craig on an independent feature film set in Whitefish, Montana. I recently have been sending Craig a lot of positive thoughts as he's suffered a series of health problems. Despite his medical problems, he's continued to work and take pleasure in the small things in life, like sitting quietly with his wife, Janine, on the porch.
Erica is my older sister and my best friend. Sometimes it even feels like we are twins. She's my #1 fan and my #1 supporter. She makes me happy because despite all my mistakes and my decisions, she still loves me no matter what.
Your friendship is everything. And you are one of the most important person in my life.
Even when she has a kid and many children, I will love her more than her kids. Okay, maybe not. I will never forget when she flew 3,000 miles at the drop of a phone call to save me from a breakup.
I'm being blessed by having a son like you. I love you.
Bye.
Why did you do that to me?
I don't know, because they made me do it.
Thank you for picking up. Bye, sweetie.
And then they're like, here, you're gonna write this letter. And then I wrote like this whole long ass letter, which, you know, I like don't write. And then all of a sudden they're like, hey, guess what? Now we're gonna call her and you're gonna read her this letter. And I was like, what the f?
Before we let them go, we gave our subjects one more happiness test. Now, we mixed up and rephrased the questions so they didn't know they were taking the same test twice. For those who took the time to actually write something down but couldn't make the phone call for whatever reason, we saw happiness increase between 2 and 4%. Good, but not exactly mind-blowing. Now, for those who actually picked up the phone and personally expressed their gratitude, we saw increases between 4 and 19%. So either way, expressing your gratitude will make you a happier person. But you want to know something really interesting? The person who experienced the biggest jump in happiness was the least happy person who walked in the door. What does that mean? That means if you're having a particularly tough time, trying this out will more likely have a greater impact on you. Trust me, I'm in a lab coat. In fact, while you're at it, film it and upload it to us, and we'll do something awesome with it. I'm Julian, and this has been The Science of Happiness.
Open cake.
I bet there's a lot of cameras off because there's a lot of tears.
I saw your camera off, Tom.
Listen, I can get teary-eyed on almost anything that gets the heart going like that.
That was powerful.
Very powerful, very powerful.
Wow. Coach, I don't even know what to say. I'm speechless. I'm never speechless.
You know, I don't understand why, as grateful as we are for each other and other people in our lives and our friends, our family, and everyone else, why I'm personally not as purposeful on gratitude, because the impact that it makes on others versus the impact it makes on you could be life-changing or life-saving, right? So I guess we take a lot of that for granted until there's no time to let them know. So this was pretty darn powerful. And sometimes I think about what am I grateful for myself, right? What kind of gratitude can you give yourself too? So if you were reading yourself a letter from yourself, your future self, or whatever that is, treat yourself well to that. Wow, that was powerful. Claire.
Thanks, Tom. So 3 of the things that really jumped out at me, number 1 was everybody turning their cameras off, which I thought was interesting, your private moments, and going internal, because if we don't go internal to feel that gratitude rise to the top, it really and truthfully doesn't raise that thermostat that young fellow was talking about. Also, I don't know that I could pick just one person who is influenced, because for reasons, seasons, and times, God has placed so many people in my path for whatever was going on right then and right there. And what's so interesting is we, as a whole, think that our whole making phone calls, our whole prospecting is all about selling business. And we talked about this yesterday at Grit. If we just pick up the stinking phone and tell somebody that we love them, that we miss them, that we appreciate them, how much more would that raise that thermostat that Coach Debbie talks about, that dopamine hit, and also be helpful to them? And when I made that pivot in our business, just to reach out and say, I love you, I thank you, I appreciate you, it totally makes that time of the morning so much more meaningful. And I appreciate that. So those are the 3 different directions that short little awesome video that Coach Curtis showed us. So thank you, coaches. Appreciate y'all.
Anyone else? Lizette, there she is.
Yeah, I think that if we just, when I came back from Tony Robbins, they did an exercise about gratitude. And, you know, when you're doing it, you're like, okay, you know, we do all this, so we do it all the time, but it was different, you know, the breathing. And then you think about those 2 moments in your life that were the most spectacular. I mean, it really set the tone for my day. Like I'm trying to find out exactly how he did it, because I have to Google it. But anyways, it's really, truly amazing when you take out 10 minutes each day just to really go deep and think about what has transformed your life. You know, why are you so grateful? And the other thing is, like, you know, what if we took out the time of the day just to randomly text people? If you can't call them will be better. and just say, hey, I want to remind you that, these things about you make you really special. These things that you do, I see you do this. And when I get them from people, snippets like around conversations during the week, that makes me feel like, wow, because sometimes we're so hard on ourselves to be good, and we need others to remind us. And I think that if we took out the time to do it for other people, it can really transform the day around them, right? The people around them, their family, their spouse, their kids, because you poured into reminding them of the good that they are, and now they're gonna go off into the world feeling like a shiny, bright star,
It's a pretty quiet group.
Everyone's in deep thought, right? Everyone's probably thinking, who can I send gratitude to today? Who can I write or text to right now and say, hey, or make that call? And wow. So silence is never bad.
That's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing. I'm already reaching out to people because I'm right there too.
Yeah. Good to see you this week, Steph.
Well,
thanks for doing that, Tom. Thank you.
The only thing I wanted to say was, go ahead.
Where would we put the link to that video?
We put it in the chat. So you'll have to scroll up, but it's in there. I'm going to start for a second, though, to say, because I brought it up, right? I'm grateful for this group, especially grateful for Tom, for inviting us and opening the door to EXP and sharing with us the model and all of the things. I truly believe in it and that it'll be life-changing down the road for us. And then furthermore, I just wanted to say I'm grateful to the young lady who shared and was vulnerable yesterday, because she, in fact, is the inspiration for this call. So thank you.
Yeah.
Are we allowed to call her out?
I guess.
Oh, she said it.
I did. I have to say too, Curtis, and I really appreciate, like, the words just can't describe the appreciation. So one, just thank you so much for letting me have a place to be so vulnerable and being so honest and transparent. Because I think what I was really trying to get at in that conversation was that it was so much greater than me, like all of this. And in all of your guys' input, it goes so beyond what we could even get in a conversation on a morning call to say, oh my God, guys, this has changed my life so much by just this, or what you guys just, and thank you for even thinking about it after the call, because I have to say, I was like, did I just like take that, like, where I don't know, right? And that's where I go with just the vulnerability that you guys allowed me to have in sharing that. And to give a piece of it is just, I really feel like I am here to help other people, and being with a group of other people who are like-minded in that purpose is life-changing. Like, I think I heard Tom say it before, people will pay to feel like they fit in, or that they're in with a group, or that they have support. And that was, I think, another big part too. I'm like, I don't even want to count down the days I'm not going to have Coach Curtis and Debbie and everybody on these calls. Like, thank goodness we have the morning calls, because I'll still get a pinch of it. But really, I was just overwhelmed with gratitude and being able to share it with you guys. I just appreciate that it was something that led you on to be able to share with others, because I felt like really bad. I was like, is this just a little bit too much on this phone call right now? But it's purpose, and it goes back to our whys. And I think that was another part of where it came out of. It was setting up a goal, and my goal was like not a dollar value. And I think I got stuck because I was like, is it supposed to be a dollar value? Because I don't have a dollar that's going to say, I made it, or this is what I was supposed to do. Like the only thing that kept coming to my mind was like, well, I have bigger projects. I have more people to help, or like you know, it's just like layers to it. So again, both of you, all of you, everybody that was on the call yesterday, and even taking the time for this call today in that video was amazing. Thank you so much. Thank you guys so much.
That's awesome. Lily. You know, I have to ask, and not to hijack again, I'm sorry guys, but the gratitude and the collaboration of these calls, right? The collaboration, the gratitude, the sharing, the caring. People will say, well, oh, well, that's great. You're around a bunch of people, but how's that helped you grow your business? Right. And I think Alethea said it best a few seconds ago, was it helps you understand your why more, right? And when you can really identify your why and what your purpose is, that is what's going to drive you to your goal, to support that. So every call that we have, if there's not a piece of training material that's lifted in there, I will tell you this is probably way more value than a script, because there's no price tag to the emotion that we get and the feeling we get and the impact that we get, especially when we know that we're making an impact on others and others' lives. You know, like Lizette, we had a conversation yesterday, and you know, she's like, God will always provide, you know, and the text comes in and it's like, whoa, that's pretty amazing, right? The impact we make, the sharing, the caring, the gratitude. We give gratitude every day that we don't even realize we're giving. So, wow, I'm like I got a lot of work to do today. A lot of work. Krista, look at that. I'm seeing double.
No, I don't know how to take that off in the back. Anyway, I just want to say that, you know, for me, these calls have been life-changing for the past year that I've been here. And I'm really grateful for all of you, you know, because I do feel part of a community. You know, like you said, it might be not sometimes the training is just about being around people who really love and care for you. And I feel like the people that are not here and that are not coming to these calls don't get it. Because I try to get people on these calls, and you know, I'm not sure if somebody's here, but you know, but they're kind of complaining, right? That their businesses are going well, or that they don't feel part of it, but they don't make themselves part of it. So I am really grateful that I have all of you. I feel like I can call on any of you for help or advice or a sounding board. And it's changed the trajectory of my business. So I'm thankful for that.
That's awesome.
And I'm going to cry. So I'm going to turn my thing off.
Krista, I did it yesterday, so if that makes you feel any better. And then anybody that took their cameras off this morning. So thank you guys again for letting me share.
Thank you, Alita.
You know, I'm looking at a comment from Lori. I'm grateful for each and every one of you. This is not just a place to practice my real estate career, but so much more. Helping each other and really having people who care and support each other's success. I never thought a virtual office could be so awesome, where we all valued and feel that we belong. Laurie, thank you. I almost took a screenshot of that and posted it because it means so much, but I won't do that because this is our place. And if that's something that you want to do, you're welcome to do yourself. But thank you for saying.
That's okay. You're welcome to do that.
It's just it's a great testimonial to say, you know, people will always say, I don't feel part of because I need an office, or I need to be this right here, having every single day a minimum of 60 to 80 people every single day have the opportunity to be in front of them and learn from them, you will never, ever, ever find that in any, I don't care what company you go to, you're not going to have the opportunity to be in front of that many people every single day. You're just not. There's no way.
That's true. Thank you.
Is that you put your hand up?
Oh yeah. I wanted to say, yes, of course. I always want to share. I was the little girl in second grade. That was so one thing too, I just came back from a girls' cruise. There's a couple realtors and we were so like, it was about gratitude. All we talked about was the good things we had, our businesses. But let me tell you what I do want to share is that I noticed that the energy around that, the people around us, and to your point, you were saying about the business and about, people are going to gravitate towards you when you are in your fullest, like you're in your best state. All right. When you're in your best state, when you're full of gratitude and you're authentically, joyful, you don't have to say anything. People will gravitate. I can tell you how many, we were at dinner, we were laughing our behinds off. We were like laughing like little girls. And we had older ladies, we thought we were going to be scolded. And they actually came over to say, your energy is so contagious. Like, what are you guys doing? Like, we're just so quiet over here, and the older ladies. And what I'm saying is people love that. People are, they attract to the joy. People are looking for light. People are looking for light. If we don't resemble that, right? It's like a big turnoff. You don't have to say much. Just be in your best state. Like I said, be grateful every morning. Find that gratitude of why you're alive, your purpose, and everything just comes about. That was my 2 cents.
It's the best thing about being with this group and doing grit and, getting involved in everything is that it's a space that allows you to be human. Like I've been in other companies and I've worked for other companies, and it's all about, what's the best productivity that you can bring me? And if not, move on. And in this business, because it's all about relationship based, it's hard, and you're shutting yourself down. You're beating yourself up because you can't get to the numbers, or, there's always the new best thing that you have to get into. And it's really stressful when you're dealing with all aspects of your life. And this group allows, at least me, it allows me to accept the fact that I can't do everything, and that I should try to focus and master the things that I'm good at so that I can be of better service to other people. So that's one of the things that I take away every day when I'm listening to the calls, or I'm in an event, or just talking with you guys. And it reinforces that, and it helps me to not give up, because there's plenty of times that I would have given up in so many aspects of my life, and I didn't, because there's always someone who says something that says, oh, it's okay. What I'm dealing with, it's just a small hump and I can get over it. So that's one thing that I take away, and I'm extremely grateful for you guys. And this month is extremely emotional for me because of the things that have happened in my life. So when I come on here, you guys always give me that extra caffeine and pump that I need. So I love you guys.
Caffeine, we're the caffeine. That's great. Ooh. Ensure max protein, 100 milligrams of caffeine. I'm already beyond that. I'm like 400 probably already. All right.
You know, Curtis and I talk about all the time, we talk about, you know, a daily practice, right? That the most successful agents have some sort of daily practice, meaning, you know, they get up, they hug their family, they eat a nutritious breakfast, they go out, they go work out, they read an inspirational book. Tom, you know, you inspired me to get Maxwell's Daily Reader. Because it's a quick, easy thing to make sure that my mindset's in check for the day. You know, a gratitude practice. In Grit, we've asked the participants what some of their daily practices are, and quite a few journal, quite a few have a gratitude practice, and it's not fluff. It changes your mindset. It changes your energy. It changes your, do you know how many times I've seen that video? I've probably seen that video at least 24 times, if not more. And I tear up like every time because it's so beautiful in it. And it's beautiful to watch other people sharing their gratitude. I can feel their emotion inside me, thinking about the people in my life that I'm grateful for. And it always reminds me that I need to do a better job of reaching out to people to just share gratitude. And not to make this about business, but I am a business coach. You know, it really, really brought home for me today that we can call those people that we haven't spoken to in 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, past clients that we just don't know. How do we start that conversation? By the way, they haven't called you either, right? So this is a 50-50 thing. You may not have called them, but they haven't called you. It is to really just, and I thought today, gosh, you could really just call them up and say, you know, I just wanted to share with you that I'm grateful for you. You know, we haven't spoken in X, and we might have only passed or been in each other's lives if it was a past client. You know, I was thinking about how much I enjoyed our transaction, or I was thinking about how challenging our transaction was. And I'm just grateful that we figured out a way to move forward together. And Thanksgiving, you can use that as an excuse. I think you can do it any time of year. But I'm thinking about me and all the people that have influenced me in my life that I'm not in touch with, that I watched that video for the umpteenth time today. And I said, you know, I just really need to reach out to them and say, hey, for whatever time, Claire, you said a reason, a season, or a lifetime that people are in our lives. They're in our lives if it's a client for 4 months, 5 months. They're in our lives. And if we don't follow up with them, they're out of our lives. But they were important to us during that time, and not just for the money, right? And that we can call them up and say, hey, I was thinking about that. It was a short time, and I'll take responsibility for not staying in touch. But I loved spending that time with you. And I just wanted to call and tell you that I valued that time, as short as it was. I valued that time that we spent together, period, just period. And all the people, yes, the heart, all the people that have touched my life in a positive way, that I can literally just call them up and say, thank you. No agenda, no what's in it for me, how are you going to help me now? Just to say that, because that video today made me feel so good. I want to go share all the people that that's ever influenced me in a positive way, and tell them that they meant something to me. That's what I'm taking away from this. But I thought about, because I hesitate, you know, the college roommate that I haven't spoken to in years. I think, yeah, I'm going to reach out. And then I go to pick up the phone. It's like, oh, what am I going to say? Well, how about, remember all that fun we had in college? Remember that time we did that? I just want to tell you, that was one of the best days of my life, where I really enjoyed doing that with you and having you in my life for that period. It's easier than we think, especially after watching that video today. So thanks, Curtis.
That was perfect timing. Perfect timing. Anyone else? Anyone else? Thank you for sharing. Hey, Liz, you look so comfortable and cozy and warm. Where are you, in Philly?
I'm freezing in my own house. We're not going to judge.
I woke up this morning, I was like, I'm moving further south.
We left up north to escape this, and it just follows us. I'm not ready.
We're going to see our son tomorrow and our granddaughter, and we're so excited. So he calls me almost every morning when he brings her to daycare. And I said, how's my little girl? He goes, she's got her booties on, her hat on, her jacket on. And I go, what's the temperature? He goes, 24. I'm like, in Charlotte? Sorry, I'll wait till spring. No. Yeah, the cold weather brings the blues, but if we allow the blues to take over, then we're in trouble. But this call fit perfect for the cold day that we got out there, from gratitude. So awesome. Anybody else have anything? Coach Curtis, Debbie, anything to close with? So we turn it over to Tiff. Tiff.
Tom, only thing I gotta say,
that's deep.
Friday is my favorite calls, and I say it, and I say it, and I say it. And this was so powerful that I still can't stop tearing for some reason. Till now, even when somebody else is talking about their aspects of their life or how it's touched. And this is not me. I don't share these things. I'll be like Tom, my camera will be off most of the time, not all the time. But this is very powerful. It was very simple. It was just the point that we forget. We forget daily. We think we appreciate people. We tell people all the time. But did you ever think and pause for a second and say, did I really do that right? Or is it like a brushed off, oh, great job, Liz, thanks. Yeah, thanks. Instead of calling Liz or Claire or Tom or Curtis or Debbie or Tiffany, you're really making a big difference in our lives. I just want you to know this, Tom. I've been saying that for a long time. So, you have no idea how much. I know we think we're doing this for everybody else. It's for us. All of what you do, what you give, it's coming 100 times more to you. And I've been impacted. I've been very blessed to have family members that was there from a very early age on. My mom passed away when I was 9 years old, and other aunts and other family members stepped and took that role. And here and there, I, thank them. But after watching this and, seeing how it was done and the right way to do this, it really makes me think like, I didn't do that. There was no justification for that. It's for something that, it needs to be done exactly the right way. I need to make a call today when I get off this, when I'm heading to my appointment, letting him know, I just want you to listen. I just want you to respond exactly what the video said. I just want you to know this is what you've done, how big an impact you've made. And what I am today is because of all these people in my life. So thank you, and thank you.
That's amazing. We appreciate you too. And there's, Curtis said this at the beginning, this is a call that we come to and don't get paid for, but I'm being filled more than ever with confidence and gratitude and so many different things that, man, I would pay someone to provide this for me. So this has been amazing. Again, the people, the calls, the simple things in life and the simple things of giving gratitude we take for granted and we just overlook, right? So kind of like what I read this morning is taking shortcuts. Remember that shortcuts never pay off in the long run, right? Is this, why do we seem to forget about the gratitude part that could be so easy and so impactful to, a couple of things too. You just don't know where someone's at. I remember several years back, I called to check on someone. This was probably 2012 or 2011. And I'll never forget it because I had my oldest son and my youngest daughter with me, and Peyton was probably 9 at the time. I don't know. She was probably 8 or 9, 7 maybe, maybe younger. And I said, "Hey, Sean, how you been doing?" But I something just wanted, I needed to call you and check in and see how you were doing. He goes, "Very badly. I haven't worked, can't provide the kids Christmas. I don't know what we're going to do for Thanksgiving. I have Tom, I'm on an all-time low in my life. Now, this guy doesn't drink, he doesn't do drugs, he's a hardworking man, just down on his luck with employment issue, when the market crashed and everything else." We had the opportunity to go and get he had a bunch of decorations, but he couldn't get a tree. So we went and bought him a tree. We got them food. And here I got the opportunity to experience that with my younger daughter and my son being probably 15 at the time. The still to this day, around that time of the year, he calls and says, "Because of what you did then has impacted and changed our lives." And it was a simple thing that I didn't want or care for any acknowledgement, but reaching out to others at this time of year, you just don't know the pain that they're going through, whether it's health, financial, or whatever it is. And, to take, I think the tree costs $40 or whatever, and food, I mean, for less than $100, we've been fed for a lot of years. So gratitude for others this has been great. So I get kind of speechless sometimes. And me too. I thought the tear in my eye was my allergies coming through this call, but it wasn't this morning. I didn't have it in my left eye, tear dropping. But through this whole call, it's been running, and I'm like trying to put the camera off and then do this, and it's not my allergies. So. All right, Tiff, Curtis, Debbie, anything last minute before Tiffany takes over for the after party?
Have you noticed one thing after the video? Curtis didn't speak.
Yeah, he a big tough guy up there, he spoke a little bit and he choked up too. Being humble is something that we, most men too, it's mostly more in men, that's what brings out the trust and the know that you have, we all have breakthroughs when we become humble, right? And we can show emotion. It's not, our emotions are not a sign of weakness. It's a sign of courage. So that's how I feel. If I see anybody get emotional, I see that's great courage and being humble. So you should see, I'm the smallest guy of all the guys I grew up with. I'm the little guy. They're big, 6'6", 6'8", 6'4", and when we all see each other once a year, we all get together and we're all hugging and crying. So if you're an outsider looking and you see 4 or 5 guys, grown men, all in tears crying, and they won't say anything, by the way, because these guys are pretty big and scary looking. That's what life is about. That's being humble. That's being, that's growth. That's growth. Thank you, Curtis. Thank you, Debbie. Thank you, Deep. Thank you, everybody that shared. Claire, Liz, Lizette, Alethea. By the way, it's going to be here for you. And Tiffany, you've been silent the whole time, and that's unusual for you.
Hold on 1 second. Let me